If you're just watching this on the 22nd of June, 2025, a Sunday, you're probably asking yourself the question, what price should I buy gold? Well, that's what we'll look at in this week's video. So here we are with the regular weekly analysis video, which I do every Sunday for the upcoming week of Forex and commodity trading. And this week's video is anything but regular. Yes, the timing is regular, but what we're going to see in the markets this week is anything but regular. Because of the news that's happened over the weekend, unless you're living in a cave, you would know about the beginning of the US and Iran war. And so that's going to affect our commodities and currencies dramatically. We're going to see gold going up. We're going to see the price of oil going up. And there's profit to be made in the market for sure. But the biggest thing I have to say for you this week is be cautious and use good risk management. So there is going to be a lot of regular news coming out. And of course, we go to forexfactory.com for our information on the data that will be released. And it is quite a full calendar. Of course, President Trump will be speaking several times during the week. And then we also have the Federal Chair, Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve. He will be speaking twice this week. So it's going to be a very, very impactful week. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of volatility in the markets. So again, my caution to you is use good risk management. Be careful with your trades. Don't FOMO, fear of missing out. Don't be greedy, right? Don't overtrade, don't overload, don't chase the price, don't chase the candles. All the things I normally say really very much apply during this week of trading. So let's go ahead and look at the profit that I had from last week's trades, and I'll go through that very, very quickly. The Euro US, we had a buy limit on that one and got 83 pips out of that trade. The AUD US was also a buy limit, and we got 82 pips on that trade. Then on the New Zealand US, there was also a buy limit, and that trade didn't even open until Thursday, but we still got 14 pips out of that one. The Pound US was a buy limit, opened early in the week and got 82 pips on that one. The USD CAD opened about midweek, only got 16 pips on that one. And the UJ, that was a sell market execution. It opened initially on Monday and went only for the first day and gave us 46 pips on that trade. And now we will look at the one pending order that I'm going to share with you. And of course, I do this to try and help you make profit with your trading. But of course, remember that this is not financial advice. These videos that I make are for educational purposes only. I'm not suggesting or recommending that you take the same trade. You can if you want to, but it's up to you to manage your own account and to use good risk management. And now, before I share my pending order with you, I'll look at the two indexes. The first one is the DXY, that's the US dollar index, which is the US dollar compared with 6 major currencies. And it has been, as I've always said, all this year, it's been declining since the middle of January 2025. We do see some retracements. It did strengthen just a little bit last week. However, for this upcoming week, take note that the US dollar is a safe haven, so we're likely to see some initial strengthening of the US dollar. How far it will go, don't know. All right, but being a safe haven, people will go for safe havens, and so we're likely to see some upward movement of the DXY. The JPY basket, okay, Japanese yen is also a safe haven, so we're likely to see some strengthening of the Japanese yen, some upward movement with that one. And now jumping over to the only pending order that I'm going to share with you this week. I'm not going to look at any of the currencies. We have had so much uncertainty in the market, so much volatility with all of the currencies, a lot of roller coaster movement, sometimes only getting profit for one day. It's just been impossible to take any swing trades. So this week, only, I'm not going to be sharing any pending orders with any of the major currency pairs. However, gold is a no-brainer. We know that because of the US and Iran war, that gold is going to go up. It's a strong safe haven. And in fact, on Monday, when the Asian Pacific markets opens, we're likely to see a huge gap up. How far it will go? Well, nobody knows, but it's very, very likely to gap up and possibly go right to our previous all-time high of 3,500. We're not very far away from that now. It closed on Friday at 3,368. So, and gold has moved more than that distance on some days. So we could just blast right through that and go up to 3,600. But just to let you know, and you should know if you're a trader, that gold is definitely going to go up. And initially we'll see a gap up, and it might just continue throughout the day to be very, very bullish. So I have words of caution to you. Be careful, okay? Don't buy at high prices. Always wait for a retracement, a pullback. You will always get those. And just whatever price you buy, though, be sure you use a stop loss. Risk management is so important with your trading. Protect your capital. All right, but avoid the FOMO and the fear of missing out. Don't chase the candles. Don't chase the price. Sure, when you wake up tomorrow during the Asian Pacific market and you see gold just blasting off like a rocket, there's going to be that temptation to jump in. And you might jump in and get initially some good profit, but just be sure that you use a stop loss. Protect your capital, protect your investment. That is so important, because there will be pullbacks, there will be retracements. And remember, sometimes gold can just shoot up like a rocket and come back to where it was the very next day. So if you're not using a stop loss, not protecting your capital, you can not only lose all the profit that you had, but you could incur a big loss. If you do manage to get in early before it goes very far, then someone will be asking, I'm sure, where to take profit. Well, 3,500 is initially a good take profit zone. I'm quite sure, quite confident that it's at least going to go that high and probably going to go beyond that. But that would be a good place to put a take profit if you can get in early. All right, if you get in initially before it starts to take off. Now, it might just gap up to 3,500. We don't know yet. But there is no question that this has been a huge development in the Middle East. And so be cautious with your trade. And before I sign off, I just want to remind you about the copy trade opportunity that you have for those of you that are not interested in learning how to trade, or you don't have time for trading. There is a system called copy trade where you connect your trading account with the account of a strategy provider. And when that strategy provider's account takes a trade, your account takes a trade. And the one that you have a good opportunity to sign up with is called Prosperity Rising. And you can see the screenshot that I've given you here from the last 76 days of trading. It continues to do very well. If you want information on how to get started with that, well, just go to the website that's on the left-hand side of your screen there, rickrayfx.com/copytrade2. And that wraps it up for this week, guys. Thank you for being here. If you're new to the channel, I hope that you will subscribe, click the little bell so you'll be notified every time I make one of these videos. If you have any comments or inquiries, leave them below and I will get back to you. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a great, successful week of trading. And of course, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'll see you in the next video.